Sara Gao, PR Officer of District 38. Here with me I have Shel Taylor, Distinguished Toastmaster. She just did a wonderful session at the fall conference. Shel, here I would like to ask you to give a short summary of what your suggestions will be for people who has to evaluate advanced speakers.
One of the hardest parts is there's so much information. You may have this speech that is just absolutely terrific. It's full of all sorts of information, but to the typical person, how do they break that down? So my suggestion to the group was to focus on just two aspects. Diane Lamison, who was one of our previous Toastmasters who's no longer with us, makes this comment in the competition. She said, let me deconstruct the speech. So when I say to a Toastmaster, I'm going to deconstruct your speech and focus on two areas instead of the entire speech. And you can say that you've accomplished all the eye contact and all the other things, and that information is included in the book. But today I'm going to focus on those two areas. As an advanced speaker, I'm interested because I can hear you have paid attention to something that hit you. So I'm not just getting, oh, it was a wonderful speech, thank you very much, it was so nice. That doesn't help. As an advanced speaker, I want to hear those little pieces saying, you know, I was confused on this sentence. Or I would have enjoyed a little bit more, hearing a little bit more about this. And because I'm not trying to attack the whole speech, I can just focus on some pieces that I can grow from. As an advanced speaker, it's the 1 or 2 points that make all the difference.
And also you mentioned that it's a good way to say, I observed this from your speech and this is how it made me feel.
Absolutely. It is not that you're doing something right or wrong. It's that I felt that I would have enjoyed more information if you said this. Or I felt that it was a little short, and so I was confused. How did you feel and why you were feel that way becomes very, very valuable because you're an expert on how you feel.
I think that's an excellent point. My second question is, as I speak to a lot of young clubs who doesn't have that many experienced speakers in their own club, can you give them some suggestions on how can they find more experienced evaluators?
We have a couple of options, and part of those options are there are modules in the Toastmaster program that talk about evaluations. So let's do instead of having a speech, let's do an educational session where you're actually taking that module on how to give effective evaluations. You talk about it among your group. You actually may do panel discussions saying, well, how can we improve? Another way is to invite some guest evaluators to come to your club. As a guest evaluator, they get a chance to experience more. They may enjoy a fledgling club. They would like that opportunity. And you can also do things such as, let's do a combined meeting. This Saturday, or 2 weeks from now, instead of meeting at our regular place, we're meeting with our sister club, and so we'll have a chance to see some of the best practices of their club, and we can see how they evaluate it, and we can also, the following week, talk about what did we see? How was it a better evaluation? How can we incorporate those pieces so that next time when they are in front of the club and they're talking about this evaluation, it's not just, oh, it was nice, it was wonderful, I don't know what to say. If I had to say something, no, you can actually give them back some constructive feedback.
Thank you so much, Shel, for sharing all this with us today.
It was a pleasure, Sarah.